And we welcome you to the pregame show. This is the pregame show for the Ottawa Senators in Seattle to take on the Kraken. Welcome to OSN. Lever Sage. Welcome, Steve McKenzie. I believe Stevie M, Mackie, whatever we're calling you here on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you don't give me a nickname for yourself, you're going to get one soon.
Mac is good.
What, Mackie?
Mac, no. No, because that's a real last name. So
what do you mean it's a real last name?
Well,
if you don't have a Y at the end of your name, it's not a hockey nickname. All right, Jonesy. Come on.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Mackie.
I don't know. This doesn't stick.
No.
Usually that's why the Y goes on the front.
It doesn't stick, eh? All right, Mackie. We'll see if Mackie sticks. I'll just say Mackie as long as we can. But we can tell you that the Ottawa Senators already today go into another game against Seattle after coming off, I thought, a fairly dominant performance against Calgary Flames. The scoreboard maybe didn't show that, but there was never a sweat for me that the Ottawa Senators were.
Not a little bit, but it was erased quickly. Now, the way they were playing, Calgary's goalie played really well.
Yeah.
But no, that was although I feel like the last 25 games have all been must-wins. It's the constant theme of, this one's a must-win. I mean, they're all must-wins, but
welcome to losing in October and November and December. Right? You're a big proponent of the points in October and November, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I think we've spoke about this. It used to drive me nuts, the old meaningful games in the last 2 months of the season.
Yeah.
Well, they're all meaningful.
Well,
you're awarded points in October.
It puts you in a situation as the Senators 7-1-2 in their last 10 games are still 6 points out of a playoff spot. And that is why. Oh, look at already. Ben's listening. Says Stevie Mac. You like Stevie Mac?
That works. Yep.
I don't like it. Sorry, Ben.
Do you not like it because we both like it?
I don't like it because whoever that racer is from last year, the stupid guy who won the Formula One.
Okay.
Like, who won the whole thing?
Norris won, did he? Lando Norris.
Yeah. That Lando geek.
Sorry.
He starts his new season tonight, and he's off to a bad start. Ben is freaking out about that.
Well, he should be because Lando's freaking out.
All right,
about
you know, I'm. See,
he's not happy. He's worried.
He's worried.
He's worried. Yeah.
He's
making excuses. I don't know.
I'm gonna try not to find out about.
A little emotional, that boy. But he can drive a race car.
How about Mac Daddy? No, see the initial. I'm starting to like it better with that initial reaction. I'm like, Mac Daddy, Lever Sage and Mac Daddy with you here for the. And I say it's not a must-win game.
No,
but 6 points out, and that's because the Boston Bruins with a 3-1 victory over the Washington Capitals earlier today.
Yeah,
and
12 straight at home.
Amazing.
So they're slowing down.
Yeah. They've actually lost a couple games in the last little bit, but boy, they're going to be a tough team to catch.
Yeah.
And now 6 points back. Now the one team I thought Ottawa could pull back into the race was the Montreal Canadiens. Well, right now, the Montreal Canadiens and the LA Kings very late in the third period, tied at 3. The Canadiens, no business being tied in this game. I've watched most of it. The Kings have dominated, but they are LA Kinging right now under DJ Smith, underperforming. Right. That's a bit of a theme with. Yep. And the Columbus Blue Jackets also tied at 4 with the Utah Mammoth right now. Columbus, just one of those teams as well that they just don't ever seem to lose like back-to-back games or.
Nope.
So these are the teams Ottawa's trying to catch. And this is the difficulty. There is a really big game tonight as well. And this is why I love this time of year, because you can go to a game that the New York Islanders are in San Jose, and you're like, okay, and what? Well, the New York Islanders currently sit third in the Metro, but they have 75 points just like the Boston Bruins do, and the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are 4-4 right now, have a chance to win and get to 74 points, 1 back of the Islanders, 2 back of the Penguins, and one of those teams is going to fall out and then be right in the smack of the wild card race.
Right.
So it's all scoreboard watching, and then I shouldn't let the San Jose Sharks off. Right now, they are 2 points out of a playoff spot, and I bring that up with a game in hand because who are they 2 points back of, Mac Daddy?
Seattle. What?
Seattle's in action tonight, of course, hosting the Ottawa Senators. So that's how it all ties together.
Yeah.
So the Seattle faithful will be watching that Islanders San Jose game. And for Ottawa right now, they're looking at the Canadians who are tied. They're looking at the Utah Columbus game that is tied. Oh, we got a final. Oh,
No.
wow. Le Canadien de Montréal.
Wow.
That was not a good French accent, but they have scored. They have scored very late. Yeah, Nick Suzuki scored just a minute after Juraj Slafkovsky scored.
Bang, bang.
And all of a sudden, wow, what a kind of pulled it out of the rabbit hole because they were the team, Ottawa, to me, might be able to drag back if they had a loss tonight.
Yep.
And Ottawa plays them on Wednesday. But, man, just another win here for the Montreal Canadiens in a spot where I didn't think that they'd be able to do. So they get up to 78 points, and they will actually leapfrog the Detroit Red Wings at this point, and they will get back up into the third spot in the Atlantic. Things are tight.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why those games early in the season matter.
But back to Ottawa and Seattle tonight. Looks like we will see Warren Foegele in the lineup. All indications point to Warren Foegele being in the lineup. What did you think of the deal with Ottawa and the LA Kings bringing Warren Foegele in?
I liked it. I think it kind of takes Perron's spot for what it like not 1 for 1, giving up another draft pick, a second round, but that's the price. It wasn't 3 draft picks, or like it was
Weegar,
right? Money's good. Everything's like he's obviously younger. He's fast, and he has the potential to score goals. A lot of playoff experience. 86 games. Hasn't missed the playoffs once in his career.
Well, that's a good sign.
And even in going back to junior as well, he was a heavy producer in the playoffs.
Is that
played on some decent teams
because he was from Markham? Is that why?
Okay, could be.
Yeah, well, he is from Markham. McLovin, as a lot of people are wanting to call him, but we'll see how he fits in tonight. This is a team right now that for this year, I'm not sure it moves the meter for me at all on the Ottawa Senators. I think you can talk to me about next year and how it fits in with less money, and maybe he gets back to scoring at the pace he was 2 years ago and 3 years ago. He did play on some good teams in that spot. An LA team that was way more offensive, and of course Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. So we'll see how he fits in, but I think he's got a decent chance to fit in the lineup. But I have to say I was a little bit disappointed in what Steve Staios did not do at the trade deadline.
In addressing.
I didn't think they were going to go out and get a scorer. I didn't think they were going to go out and get a right shot D. I didn't know that they had the assets to be able to do that with somebody that fits into this lineup, not only this year, but next year.
Right.
But I thought the one spot that this team really could improve on is in goal. Because as you and I, have discussed, and we've discussed on this program, the Ottawa Senators have, count them, 4 back-to-back situations before the end of the year. In fact, before the end of the month. They have 2 of them coming up starting next weekend, and then into the following week. We were talking about it on the post game. They actually have back-to-backs. Right?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what we call that?
What? Back-to-backs?
Well, Back
But
to
it's
back
four-
jacks, back to back squared. I don't know. What do we call it? Back to back,
squared.
back to back with the Mac.
Say it back
Daddy.
to back
With the Mac Daddy.
to back. One more.
So
Say it.
what okay, but what that means is that they play Saturday, Sunday, and then the next two games they have are Wednesday, Thursday.
Play 2, off 2, play 2.
Yeah. So the point there is, how many games do you expect Linus Ullmark to play? And does this team have a legitimate chance to win with James Reimer? That was the one thing for me that I would have liked to have seen them address if they thought that they were good enough to make it this year. And it would have cost them not very much money.
No, I don't think so either.
So they elected not to do that.
No. Why? Obviously, because we haven't seen Reimer in a while either. I think out of those 8, Allmark plays, if he plays well, I mean, should play 5 or 6. Won't, maybe.
Well, he's going to
If he
have to.
plays well.
He's going to have to. I
Well,
think he should maybe play 7. Like,
Well, yeah, sure.
he's your starting goalie, and he had
back to back.
he had
I
a
had
big-
no problem doing it a long time ago. So
well, and he had a big
but-
rest
Yeah,
a couple months
like,
ago too,
this-
where he wasn't
got to
actually
work 2 days in a row.
where he wasn't actually playing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, they rest goalies because sometimes the fear of getting hurt.
Sure.
Well, you don't really have anything to lose at this point. The gain is more than the risk to me.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, well, and treat it like the playoffs, which he's been playing every game, although it's spread out, but still.
Yeah.
Because it's the importance is, on par.
So the Seattle Kraken tonight, right in that last playoff spot as well, and they're coming off. They're coming off a loss to the St. Louis Blues in regulation, but they've kind of been up and down, right? Like they won 2, they lost 2, they won, they lost. They've only won 3 games of their last 7, and
after winning 4 in a row, end of January.
Yeah, but they don't score a lot of goals, especially in their last few games. Like you're talking about, they had 1 game against Vancouver, but 5 seems not a lot against Vancouver.
No. No. Well, no.
I know, but
Poor
they beat
people in
Carolina
Vancouver.
2-1, which is a big one. But then they lost to St. Louis 3-2. They lost to St. Louis 5-1. They lost to Dallas 4-1. They're not scoring a ton of goals. And this is something like for the Ottawa team that they don't give up a lot of chances.
No.
So that's what they have going for them tonight is kind of that structure and the way that they are playing. But this is a huge game because you'd like to think that they could get the win in Vancouver on Monday night. Vancouver is not very good. In fact, they're horrible.
No.
So if you could ever gain the win tonight, you put yourself in a real good spot going into that Vancouver game.
For sure.
And then you come home for a lot.
Yeah. And you're coming home feeling good.
What do you think is actually working for this team right now? Like when you watch them play in their last couple of games, what have they done?
Fairly responsible. Tight checking, like especially it dipped in Edmonton. That's been the problem all year, consistency, but throughout the game. But when they're they really can, they can play against anybody, against the team's top lines and best players, and they haven't been, and a cliche, but there's a few like their best players, Sanderson and Stützle, I find have stepped it up and are almost playing like they're in the playoffs with that desperation that's needed, and you can tell when they do have success, when they, you can tell by the reaction on the guys that they're in it, and
Tim Stützle to me seems like one of those guys that the more important these games are, the better he's playing.
Yeah.
And then he made one bonehead decision in the last game where I call it a Pat Quinnism. We dick around.
Yeah.
Well, he was dicking around in the neutral zone, trying to beat everybody. Lost it. They go into the zone. Jensen doesn't box the guy out.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they're down a goal in Calgary, and you're like,
oh yeah.
And the second that happened, Tim Stützle was the best player on the ice from that on.
Yeah. Which is great.
Right?
Mad enough for himself, corrected that, which at least it's early. I
Right.
know that was a little deflating when I saw that. And you go, uh-oh. But, that team, or most of them a few years ago, probably would have, I think the panic would have set in, where now they just keep going. They know they have the confidence in themselves.
Right. It's a really
The
good
forward in defense. Right.
It's a really good point. They give up a goal, and it's like,
That's okay.
no problem.
Yep.
You've seen it in games. You saw it with the Leafs. They gave up the first goal of the Leafs a couple minutes in.
Yep.
Not a very good goal on Linus Ullmark.
Shot.
And they're just like, no worries.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then they crushed them. After that.
Yeah.
Same thing against Calgary.
They steamrolled. Yeah.
Where it was just, okay, we gave up one. We're still way better than them.
Yep. Early enough in the game.
Don't give up another one, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And
the more they do it, though, obviously, like anything else, the more confidence they'll get, and away they go.
Yeah. So I bring up the lack of what they've done right now at the trade deadline, because they ended up getting a pick for the David Perron deal.
4th round.
But right now, you look at their draft picks, and one of them can change, but read them out to me, Steve. Read them out to me. Mac Daddy
are picking 76th overall.
Yeah.
92nd overall, 143rd overall, and 175th overall.
I was going to say not a draft expert, but I've been to a lot of drafts.
Right.
I've actually been to, let's see.
How many have you been to?
I've been to
in person live.
Yeah. 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was at 2005 and 2008, which were both in Ottawa.
Yes. I remember the 05
one at the Westin Hotel.
Yeah.
Sidney Crosby.
Put that together quick.
Yep. And then because they put it together quick, they got the 08 draft.
That's right.
The one where Mark Borowiecki was in his garage in Canada. And then they picked him in the 5th round, and his parents ran out and said, "Oh my God, you got drafted into the NHL," because he didn't want to watch.
Yeah.
And then they all cried. And then he said, "By who?" He didn't know by who. And they're like, "Oh, by Ottawa. They want you over there." And he had to go and put a golf shirt on and came over to the rink.
That's awesome.
Yeah. From the Smith Falls Bears.
Yeah, it's such a good story. Yeah, exactly. I don't blame him for not wanting to watch. He would have been maybe not.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's a dream, and you don't want it crushed and all that stuff. So you just, it'll go how it goes, but we know how that went. So it's at both of those. And then from 2011 through to 2016. So I was in Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul, then Pittsburgh, then Manhattan. The draft was actually in New Jersey, but every single thing they did was in Manhattan.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So like the draft was at the Prudential Center, the Rock, whatever they're calling it. But that was just the end. Every other part was in Manhattan. 2014 was in Philadelphia, and 2015 Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and then we're somewhere really nice. So you had to change that up in 2016 and go to Buffalo. So that was
at least it's June, not
January,
sure,
right?
But
so so I don't know how many is that.
Oh, guys, that's
that's quick math. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 plus 2 is 8. 8 NHL draft.
It's a good sample size.
So not a draft expert, but having been to 8,
been a few.
I can tell you that picking 76, 92nd, 143rd, and 175th, and only having 4 picks, not the greatest.
No,
because Mac Daddy, I look down to Belleville, and I don't see a whole lot.
No, they're having a tough year too. Oof.
Yeah, but it's not that they're having a tough year. It's that how many prospects?
There's not a handful, if that, right now. Well, maybe a handful. Right?
Yeah. Look at you. Who would you say is the best prospect down there in Belleville right now?
Right now?
Yeah. Right now. As we speak.
Or has the most potential?
Yeah. Well, isn't that what a prospect is?
True.
Right. So who is it?
I mean, I think if everything worked out,
just say his name. Carter
Yeah,
Yakimchuk.
no, I think.
Okay,
I don't know if it's ever going to come up though as Boucher from what they.
Tyler Boucher.
Yeah, from what you initially read, but I just don't think it's going to happen for him.
I just
So
want
Yakimchuk,
Oh, they're going to make me do this, are they?
but I don't.
No, but I wanted you to say Yakimchuk because I'm just gonna.
But the proof's not in the pudding.
I'm just gonna hit this button, okay, like a million times.
Yeah.
And when I finish hitting the button, you're going to tell me.
Looking up his plus minus.
Well, I know what his plus minus is. I just wanted to see the gap between. And as we get here, yeah. Carter Yakimchuk, minus 33.
Leading the league?
By 5.
Okay.
Over Vilmer. It's a great name. I want to call you Vilmer. Ulrichsen. And
Ben Berard, Theo Line.
Yeah, but
yep.
We're talking about like he leads the league by 5, and then leads like third place is 8 better than Carter Yakimchuk.
Yeah.
Can you read me the place he's in the National Hockey or in the American Hockey League?
Last.
Yeah, but read me the number.
Oh, yeah, 1,105.
Yeah. Okay. Now I don't know
So
that there's 1,105 players because some are on rosters and some have played one game and they're up and they're down and everything else. But all I know is 1,105th in the American Hockey League is probably not great.
No. No.
That's, again, not an expert. But so I didn't love the fact that they didn't really address any of this. They actually gave a pick away and didn't.
Well, and that's what the second round had. Yeah.
Yeah. And not gave it away. They got one back in a David Perron deal.
Ish.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, yeah. I think there's higher than 50% that's going to be a third round pick and not a fourth.
Right.
Because the conditions on that are that he's got to play one regular season game. He's got to play half of the playoff games in the first round, and they have to win.
Right.
The first round.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to play a game in the regular season, of course. He's going to get healthy and play a game.
Yeah.
And as long as he stays healthy and doesn't get injured in the next month, then he'll play more than 50% of the first round of the games.
I would think.
Like if they go 6 games and they win, like for him to play 3 of them, come on.
Doable.
They didn't trade for him to like sit him out if he's healthy.
No, because he was good last year.
Yeah.
Down the line too. Like kind of in that, speaking of stepping it up when the games got bigger.
Yeah.
So I figure, I don't think Detroit got him just to.
All right. Ottawa, Seattle tonight. What is your thought? What's the Mac Daddy looking for in tonight's game? Just overall, doesn't have to be from Ottawa. Like what are you looking for?
Start to finish. No blips. Right. You should be able to smell a bit of blood at this point and full press the whole way. And obviously I want to see Allmark confident and in control.
Yeah, his record has been fairly good over the last little bit. It's just, I think it's going to take a little bit longer for guys on the team, most importantly, but everybody else to kind of trust Linus Allmark, right? Yeah.
So, and there's a few where he's been like, he's gotten lucky and, or they have, just where he's been caught out, a little slow to get it, like he gets himself out of position and he's kind of, I don't want to say like a turtle on its back, but a little bit, when they just, thankfully it hasn't ended up in the back of the net. But I think to see a convincing win tonight because they're about in the same spot, but it's a team that can easily beat. So they're only in the same spot or similar, because of the goaltending. So,
yep. Yeah, it's been one of those times here for the Ottawa Senators that, look, they got to play who's in front of them and they didn't get much help tonight on the scoreboard either. So the Boston Bruins won, the Montreal Canadiens won, the Buffalo Sabres won. Now they do get a little bit of help that the Utah Mammoth won in overtime against the Columbus Blue Jackets, but the Blue Jackets still get a point.
Yeah.
So like all the teams that they're chasing,
all won.
All have got something,
or at least a point
tonight. And that's why these games are just so important, and you can't let them go by. I like Ottawa's chances again tonight. I think it's going to be another low-scoring game. Seattle doesn't score very much, and Ottawa doesn't give up very many. So
prediction?
Yeah, I like a 3-1 victory here for the Ottawa Senators.
Well, no, I can't say that. 4-1.
Yeah, you have to teach you that on these shows. You gotta be different to stick out.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I know. But you also have to say,
either.
yeah, also have to say what you think.
Yeah.
Okay, Mac Daddy.
That's why I asked you for it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right.
You know what word I didn't use today?
What's that?
We.
Okay, it's a start.
There we go.
I was actually going to ask you, what's one thing you learned on today's show?
Yeah.
But now I've learned that you didn't say we.
Didn't say we. At least I don't think I did. No, you
I would have caught
it.
Oh. Yeah. Tanner's watching going,
baby steps.
Like, I'm just waiting for somebody else to say it. Don't say it. Okay, it's game time. So we'll let you go. Great. And
thank you.
We'll
looking forward to the game.
Enjoy
the game.
Let's enjoy the game, everybody. We'll be back. This is overtime tonight after the game here on OSN.